I am Guillem Martinez Roura from the International Telecommunication Union, and it's my honor to introduce and moderate today's event. I would like to warmly welcome you all and thank you for joining us. The AI for Good Innovation Factory is a program launched in 2020 by the International Telecommunication Union, the United Nations Specialized Agency for Digital Technologies, under the flagship initiative AI for Good. It is the leading UN-based pitching and accelerator platform that helps startups grow and scale their innovative solutions for global impact and accelerate progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals. Today's session is hosted by the Government of Catalonia and coordinated by the Digital Catalonia Alliance and the Center for Data Tech and AI. Today's AI for Good Innovation Factory Catalonia will bring together top innovative minds, offering a platform for 5 Catalan startups to showcase their AI-powered solutions that address global challenges. The winning startup will gain the opportunity to participate in the AI for Good Innovation Factory Grand Finale in Geneva, Switzerland in July during the AI for Good Global Summit, where they will compete on a global stage with the support and the visibility of the United Nations. They will also be exposed to amazing networking opportunities with top-tier VCs, global investors, and business leaders. Additionally, they will get exclusive access to the AI for Good Innovation Factory, a startup accelerator program which offers an intensive structured experience designed to fast-track the growth of innovative companies. Throughout the program, participants will benefit from expert-led master classes and workshops, as well as personalized mentoring from seasoned industry professionals to further refine their projects for international exposure. So the winners get an unrivaled package that will help their solutions reach everything and everyone else in this world. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce a person without whom we would not have made this possible, representing the Government of Catalonia, which is hosting this Innovation Factory today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Maria Galindo, Secretary for Digital Policies of the Government of Catalonia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Molt bon dia a tothom. Gràcies, Guillem, per les teves paraules. Monsieur Villers-Jamoussi, Deputy of the Director and Chief of Telecommunication Standardization at the ITU, members of the jury, Carme Torres, Maria José Martí, Albert Sabater, y Villers-Jamoussi, finalists of the AI for Good Innovation Factory Catalonia, their colleagues and friends. Good morning, everyone. Molt bon dia. Moltíssimes gràcies per estar aquí. It is an honor to welcome you at the AI for Good Innovation Factory Catalonia, an initiative that embodies our shared commitment to harnessing artificial intelligence for the benefit of humanity and accomplishing the SDGs. Today we stand at the intersection of technology, ethics, and societal impact, where AI is not just a tool for efficiency, but it's also critical and a catalyst for progress, helping us solve some of the most pressing challenges of our time. As a joint initiative by the Government of Catalonia and the International Telecommunications Union of the United Nations, with support of our long-standing collaborators from CIDAI and from the Digital Catalonia Alliance, this project represents more than just innovation. It is a call to action. It is an invitation for startups, for researchers, for policymakers, and for change makers to collaborate in designing AI solutions that are responsible, ethical, and inclusive. Catalonia has long been a leader in science, technology, and entrepreneurship, with a thriving digital ecosystem that you've been able to see these days at Mobile World Congress. We have cutting-edge research institutions and forward-thinking policies. We are building an AI-driven future that aligns with human values. And I here invite you all to learn more about Catalonia AI, artificial innovation strategy. Through this initiative, we reaffirm our commitment to making AI accessible and beneficial for all. We are showcasing our strategies here at Mobile World Congress under a tagline, Catalonia, Digital Heart of Europe. We really want to become that digital heart and never miss the opportunity to do so under ethical and trustworthy alignments. I invite you all to visit our pavilion at Hall 6 if you haven't done so yet. The truth is that AI is already transforming our lives, and you know that well. Predicting natural disasters, improving healthcare, diagnostics, optimizing energy consumption, bridging gaps in education. We'll see a lot of examples today. This is why the AI for Good Innovation Factory is so crucial. It provides a platform for visionaries, for companies like yours, to present solutions that make a tangible, positive impact on people's lives. Today, as we showcase this kind of initiatives and these ideas, I encourage you to think beyond innovation. Think about responsibility, sustainability, and inclusivity. AI for Good is not just about technological breakthroughs, as I said. It is about ensuring that we do this for the planet, for the people, and for everyone, that we leave no one behind. In the spirit of collaboration, let's seize this opportunity to exchange ideas, to forge partnerships, and to turn visionary projects into real-world solutions. Thank you so much to the ITU for making it possible. And I want to express my sincere gratitude to the finalists. AI for Good, made in Catalonia. This is my final tag. And I also want to thank the teams from Catalonia and the ITU, led by Arnau Serra and Guillem Martínez Roura. Thank you so much for your vision, for your work, for your efforts. I think this was the most inspiring and what made me happiest about Mobile World Congress this year. So I think it's a great end for the final day for MWC 2025. Thank you so much for being part of this journey. Welcome to the AI for Good Innovation Factory, Catalonia.
Thank you very much, Maria. And now I would like to give the floor to Dr. Bilal Jamoussi. He's the Deputy to the Director and Chief of the Telecommunication Standardization Bureau at the International Telecommunication Union for his opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Guillem, and a very good morning to all of you, Madam Secretary, fellow jury, competing startups, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a pleasure to join you today. It's been an amazing week here in Barcelona at MWC with our Secretary General and many of the ITU leaders engaging with all of you this week has been tremendous. As Guillem mentioned, the AI for Good Innovation Factory is a global startup competition led by the ITU and a key part of the AI for Good platform that we launched in 2017. It was established with the mission to really leverage artificial intelligence to be able to accelerate achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. This was long before generative AI and ChatGPT made AI known by everyone. We realized then in 2017 that as a UN agency, we needed to bring everyone around the table to see how AI can accelerate achieving the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. ITU is this year celebrating 160 years of existence. ITU in the UN system is unique because it's the only UN agency that has 1,000 private sector members. And that's why we have been enduring over 160 years, because as technologies change, the ITU changes with its membership. ITU is also the home of 194 member states. So as a standards development organization, it's quite unique to have the private sector, but also 94 member states. And that unique ecosystem allows us to continue to innovate together, to recognize the innovation and bring it to the forefront. In many ways, the Innovation Factory brings life to core ethos of AI for good, because it aims are to drive the true innovation in startups and aid them in growing and scaling their innovation and AI powered for the SDGs. We see this as one of the vectors of creating skills for AI. AI Skills Coalition is one of the things we launched to create more skills and provide training at the executive level, ministerial level, and across all of the levels of AI involvement. We see the startups in the Innovation Factory as a way to bring those startups to life and give them an opportunity to grow and to find funding opportunities. We also have the Robotics for Youth competition that Guillaume runs in currently 25 countries out of the UN membership. And all of these bring together more skills for AI so that no one is really left behind in this amazing journey. Very pleased to join our Secretary, Maria Galindo, and her team for this program that has been an amazing way to really be part of MWC and bring this to the forefront. The winning startup will gain an opportunity to be with us in Geneva in July, 8 to 11 of July. Over the past year, since 2017, the AI for Good has grown from a 400-person participant in 2017. Last year, we overgrown the Geneva Convention Center, CICG, which has a capacity of 3,000 people. So this year, we're moving to Palexpo, which is the largest exposition center in Geneva, expecting 15,000 participants, many ministers, CEOs of private sector, and startups to be able to be part of that unique ecosystem. So I'd like to invite you all to join us in that journey. I think today is a key milestone in Barcelona, in Catalonia, to bring the innovators to the forefront of this global movement that we have been championing in the ITU on behalf of 47 UN agencies, the 194 member states, and 1,000 private sector entities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bilal. So before we look into those startups that are ready to do their pitches, I would like to introduce our esteemed panel of judges today. Today we will be joined by some of Catalonia's leading lights in this field. So first of all, our own Bilal Jamouzi. Welcome him again. And we're going to have as well Maria Martí. She's the CEO and founder of Zero Error. We're going to be joined as well by Albert Sabater, Director of the Observatory for Ethics in Artificial Intelligence of Catalonia. And will be joining us as well Carme Torres Genís. She's the head of the research group Robiri at the Institut de Robòtica i Informàtica Industrial del CSIC UPC. Now, before we get started, I would like to begin with a question to each of them. So Albert, and please, so our audience identifies where are the members of the jury. As an expert on AI ethics, what key qualities will be looking for in today's startups?
Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. We will be looking for things that very much matter to everybody, and everybody not just here, but they're all around the world. So we're looking for things that are sustainable, that need to be responsible in terms of ethics, but also we need to make sure that they make a difference for the planet. So sustainability is a matter that we need to look for. Thank you very much.
Okay, excellent. So Maria, in which ways do you think AI can truly make a positive impact for sustainable development?
Hello, everyone. I'm Maria Martí. Well, Maria Jose Martí here, Maria Martí in the US. So I think that what is very important, I have kids and they are always quoting a Spider-Man movie. With great power comes great responsibility. So I think that the most important thing that we want to hear is basically how are you leveraging this amazing tool that is AI, what are basically the risks that we are seeing. We're not talking about the determinators, right? We are just talking like the real challenges and risks that we are seeing in the short term. And the most important, how are you using this AI and now, but probably it's going to be very different how you're going to be using it in few years or probably in 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria. So, Karma, why is so crucial to support startups and provide them with a platform to thrive?
I'm Karma Torres. Good morning. I come from research, and we have experienced this difficulty of really bringing the products we develop to real products, not just prototypes. So I think all this effort that is being done in order to promote startups and give them some tools to develop is very, very, very important. So I'm very glad to be here today, and I'm very much looking forward to very innovative ideas, new facets of what I already learned from the available information. So thank you.
Thank you, Karma. And Bilal, how do you think this partnership between the ITU and the Government of Catalonia play a key role in driving innovation and global collaboration?
Yes, thank you, Guillaume. I think the possibility and the platform that AI for Good provides is unique for these startups to not only have a local and regional presence here, but be able to go into a global platform and be able to scale. As a standards development organization, we always use standards to scale and be able to have products interoperate worldwide. Your telephone number is an ITU standard, and it's deployed in 7 billion mobile phones today. So we are looking forward to see how these ideas generated locally could become a global standard going forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bilal. So great, thanks to all the judges for being here with us. And now I think it's time for the battle of the band style competition between 5 fantastic startups and our 4 judges. So representing the Catalan startup ecosystem. And beyond technological success, I wanted to say that AI for Good is about the success of the human beings empowered by AI. And today's startups are showcasing these real success stories from the Catalan community. So thank you very much, and best of the luck to all the finalists today. So we're going to start with the first speech. And I would like to introduce our first team of the day, ABCDX. Representing them, we have Lisa Knoningsen, Head of Product Management. Lisa, please come on stage. And as a reminder, each team will have 5 minutes to pitch, followed by a 5-minute Q&A session with the judges. And normally you have the countdown on the screen. And your 5 minutes, well, not yet, but tell us when you're ready. You're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so your 5 minutes start now.
Hola, bon dia. I'm very proud to be here today. 1.9 million brain cells die every minute during a stroke. So for patients with large vessel occlusion stroke, where a major brain artery is blocked, meaning that most of the blood flow to the brain or larger areas are stopped, timely intervention is critical. So getting the patient to the right treatment, the right center, to the right time that means the difference between good functional outcome and versus lifelong disability. It means the difference between survival and death. And if the patient does not come to the right treatment at the right time, mortality triples. So it's not only about the quality of life, but actually life itself. So I'm Lisa, I'm the head of product at ABCDX, and our mission is to help these fast responders in a pre-hospital setting, in an ambulance, to have the tools they need to get these patients to the right treatment as quickly as possible to save minutes. Every minute counts. So for us, we combine our expertise within blood biomarkers with artificial intelligence and seek to help provide them the tools through that process. So every minute counts. What is in the ambulances today to help these patients and the personnel trying to help the patients and their families through this? Today they use clinical scales, which are very valuable. So they do perform a stroke assessment and start collecting information about the patients. but it has its vulnerabilities. It doesn't cover everything. And what we see with large vessel occlusion is that you risk that the patient does not arrive to the right center at the right time. We have secondary transfers, which means that they go to one place, but they end up having to go somewhere else, which means we lose valuable minutes. So we see this in particular in rural areas. We've been testing around in Spain, of course, as well, is that this is really important because it really optimizes the way to the hospital to give them information. This also goes for diversity. So for women, 33% are misdiagnosed, which is a huge issue for this. So we need to optimize and evolve the standard of care in the hospitals to make sure that all groups and everyone receives objective information and that we really utilize all the patient data that we are collecting there. So our solution here is for then the ambulances. So in this case, they arrive to the patient wherever they are, they start collecting information. We have two things. We have a blood test. So you see here, looks a bit like a COVID test, but it's one drop of blood and it gives you important information about what's going on with the blood in the patient, so blood proteins. And this together with an app where you enter also other types of patient data. And behind this and the whole core is an AI-based analysis. It takes all of this data and it compares it then with a database of healthy and stroke cases across. So we've collected data from different parts of the world, women, men, etc. And this means that in the ambulance immediately you will get the probability of the patient having a large vessel occlusion stroke. And what does this mean? It means, again, they have more objective information to support the decision. Where should we send this patient? Should we, how can we use this? So for, it means also they can discuss with the hospital teams. So one of the major things we see in an urban setting is you might have multiple hospitals people go to. In a rural setting, you have large areas of transport itself, so you would really want a solution where you can already notify the hospital teams so to make sure that the transport time becomes the preparation time. Yes, I see I'm running out of time, sorry. So we're saving hours potentially. So in our studies that we've performed now, both in Spain and Germany, we can save hours by combining this information and using it, which means a lot for the patient outcome and for the rest. So impact, to be able to detect early identification, communicate to the hospitals, prepare the teams there to send them to the right place. And what does this mean in a total sense? It means that everyone, everywhere, gets the chance for a better outcome. And of course, also for the healthcare systems to save time as well.
Sorry for interrupting you. Thank you so much for the presentation. And now, stay with us on stage. And we're going to start now with the Q&A with the judges. So I don't know who of you would like to ask a question to Lisa. Albert, you would like to start? Please.
Thank you very much for that presentation. That was great. My question is basically related to transferability. So to what extent you can actually use this tool, not just for strokes, but also for traumatic brain disorder, yes. More kind of different type of thing, but very, very much prevalent worldwide.
Exactly. So one thing with our AI solution is that we continuously now are collecting more data from across, because we need to, across Europe, across US, for instance. And this data not only supports our current product, but it also supports future products, I would say. And one of the solutions that we have is within pediatric traumatic brain injury, where we can reuse some of this, the same biomarkers in combination with patient data. So we really built this system in a way with building blocks to be able to use it also for other diseases within brain injury.
Okay, thank you. Maria?
Hi, thank you so much for the presentation. It was excellent. So who are your competitors and what is your key differentiator?
Yeah, so today there are no other tools on market today that are similar. So we have some of the blood tests, but what we've done differently is that we have 3 different blood biomarkers in one test, and it's new. So that means also that we are collecting very much information to be able to support the use of this. So it's quite new. So it's not part of the stroke. There's nothing that exists right now. So one of the things we're working on is to collaborate with stroke organizations to now discuss how this can be part of a standard of care and use it, these type of tools.
Okay, Bilal, please.
Thank you very much. How have you thought about the monetization? Who will pay for this?
Yes, so we have done a dual market approach, I would say. So one is more on the business to business, so directly to hospitals, stroke centers, and a bit different, for instance, between the different continents and different countries. So we've done quite a lot of research on how to approach the different systems. And then business to government, because we have, for this, we did also research, for instance, in south of Spain, where it was the region that went this, and then it enables many hospitals and many ambulances to be connected. So in this way, it's supported by really government focused for the region.
Excellent. And Karma?
I have a follow-up after this.
Okay.
Have you thought also about like just the personal use? Because some people have always the risk of a stroke. So have you thought about that?
Could you repeat that?
Personal use, like.
Yes. So yes, exactly. And actually during this conference as well, we got some feedback on how to work on prevention and really early risk of this. And this is the whole clue, is to be able to really identify this as early as possible to do. So we're thinking on how, because it's one drop of blood and you can take it with, for instance, just a finger prick. So there's a possibility to use this also in other settings.
Okay. Karma, please.
Yeah. How is AI used? I mean, you collected data from all over the world. Is then contextualized to a particular region, a particular person, or type of person?
Yes, so what we did is to collect anyone with a suspected stroke. So it means not only a large vessel occlusion that we talked about here, but also other types of stroke, and also mimics. So anything that mimics has some of the sort of same symptoms. So right now we're building quite a big, I would say, both biobank and database of data, which we would like to also to share. So our idea is to make sure we have the distribution, men, women, of course, and different places around. So.
Any follow-up question from the judges? Please, Bilal.
How do you ensure the security of the data?
Yes, so right now we collect very little, let's say, personal information that can be connected specifically. So we have a temporary ID in the phone itself, so that you can connect it in the hospital later. And nothing is stored in the phone, so that means that we have a cloud hub where we can then communicate those results to the hospital or through a third-party communication service, and that is encrypted, and also the access to the cloud area is limited then to the hospital user. So it's very focused and related to this.
Yeah, I think we have time for one last question, really quick one. No, I think jury is fine. Okay, so thank you very much and for joining us. And now I would like to welcome our next startup. It's Depth Health. Please join me in welcoming Alphonse Nunell Casals, CEO and co-founder, on stage. Welcome. And the time starts now.
Okay, thank you. We are dealing with a huge global health problem, which is the lack of treatments to fight infectious diseases. It's a disaster because it causes deaths, more than 4 million deaths per year, and growing. It's affecting all the globe, but mainly low and middle income countries, increasing the inequality and the poverty. And finally, it's also accelerated by the climate change, because the global warming is changing the behavior of the main vectors, which are mosquitoes. We are Depth Health, and we are using AI to accelerate the drug development of new treatments to fight infectious diseases. We are building the biggest drug pipeline on infectious diseases even seen before. We're doing with our platform, Depth Health OS, with a focus on cost, risk, and time reduction, and with the final goal of industrialized, scale-up drug development. We are targeting the global market on infectious disease treatments, which was $62 billion last year and expected to grow to $116 billion by 2032. AI can take an important role here because, as an example, AI deals related with life sciences are growing year by year. Biotech companies are entering in the market, but they are following classical approaches, which means very long-term development, very long-term return on investment, having a short pipeline, a limited number of products, 4 or 5, which is very risky, and using computational tools as something accessory. It's not bad, but I'm sorry because it's not good enough. At Devs Health, we are changing the paradigm. We are using our platform, Devs Health OS, for an ultra-fast development of new treatments for infectious diseases. Thanks to the platform, we can reduce the drug discovery time from 3 years to only 6 months. The platform has been developed to work specifically with infectious diseases, and we rely all the developments on our computational models. It allows us to scale up, to industrialize drug development, starting between 5 and 10 new projects per year. Again, with the focus on time, cost, and risk reduction. Our business model is an early stage out-licensing of our drug candidates to pharmaceutical companies. It means within 3 years. It's a validated model because we already have letters of intent and we have co-development agreements. Additionally, we also plan in the future exploit our platform, Devs Health OS, through a SaaS business model. I'm talking about scalability because it is what makes us different. I talked that biotech companies can do 4 or 5 projects within all their life. We're planning to scale to 40, 50 projects within next 5 years. Devs Health OS is our platform. It's based on AI, real-world data, and molecular modeling, and can design and test millions of compounds within only a few days. When we start a new project, we start with the protein structure, and we can deliver some compounds to the lab within only 2 or 3 months. It's a validated platform. It's in continuous development. We use each project to improve it. And finally, it's being developed, taking care about data and ethical and editable rules. Our drug pipeline is led by a project to fight flavivirus infections, as an example as dengue was one of these diseases, together with the Indian Foundation of Neglected Disease Research. Another project is to fight with hospital infections caused by Staphylococcus aureus together with IGTP. It's a pleasure to introduce our team. I'm Alfonso Ney, the CEO and co-founder, together my seasoned team and experienced team of co-founders management team with Xavier, Albert, and Galí. And also, we are also proud our advisory board, led by Pere Joan Cardona, who is a medical doctor and key opinion leader on microbiology. And also, together with all our partners that help us to make it possible. Infectious diseases are the major threat that we have on global health. It requires innovative and fast solutions. We cannot wait 15 years to have a new treatment. It's impossible and it's not sustainable. At Devs Health, we work for ultra-fast development of new drugs for all, with no bias and no discrimination. We are using innovation to reach our goals, to optimize our resources, working with AI, real-world data, and molecular modeling. And finally, we are totally committed to improve global health through partnerships and collaborative drug development models. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
On time?
And now we're going to start the Q&A with the judges. Time starts now, so who would like to start? Albert?
Thank you very much for that presentation.
Welcome.
The question is very much around how do you deal? You say ultra-fast, but when it comes to ultra-fast things, we sometimes take a step back and we think, can you tell us a little bit more about how you're actually dealing with these biases that relate to age or gender, if you like, and race and ethnicity, and these sort of things are not fast to deal with, and I'm not entirely sure whether you can do that ultra fast with just one tool. Perhaps there's something more that you could just tell us.
The main thing is that when we take a development of a new drug, we need the data that we already have. It's coming from public sources. It's anonymized data. It's structural data of proteins, of molecules, of the behavior of the molecules in our body, taking into account everything. Okay, it's models built with different data coming from different sources. And then we take this data, and when we start with a protein, we assign which molecules, or the system builds molecules for this pocket, taking into account, again, this public data that I said comes from public sources, is curated, and it don't contains any bias in terms that it's laboratory-generated data. They take a structural protein, three structures of proteins, again, data from the different behaviors of the molecules. But additionally, in the future, when we start working, we also expect to start working with a kind of in silico clinical trials, modeling the behavior of the molecule in the future in the body. We also are including, how to say, because I'm getting in trouble, we take into account who will take this pill. For example, if we have to develop a treatment for a drug that's affecting middle-income countries, we have to take into account that this drug should be maybe a pill and not an injection, because we need to keep it not in the fridge in the warm temperatures. For us, it's this kind of no bias, because sometimes you have developed a new drug, for example, the COVID vaccines requires -80 degrees. It's impossible in a lot of countries. It's when we talk about bias and gender discrimination, we talk about this. I'm sorry, because it was quite complicated.
Maria, you would like to go next?
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
It was very good. So I have a question about the clinical trials, how you reduce the clinical trials time, and then also how you get the approvals from their different regulatory...
Yeah. We are working with infectious diseases, the first thing by impact, because we want to have an impact, and because also allows fast development on regulatory space. Regulatory agencies try to take these clinical trials on infectious diseases quicker than in other areas. But additionally, it's not directly affecting us because we develop the drugs until preclinical or phase 1 as maximum. And phase 1 with infectious diseases, they allow you to make it, again, quickly. If you have to take something oral, it's not necessary to build the pill. You can put in water, taking account of the quantity and everything. But we don't have to deal with it, but additionally, it's even easier. And in the second hand, regulatory agencies and governments mainly are looking for molecules at phase 1. Because they want to be ready for the next pandemic, for the next health problem, to having a pool of molecules at phase 1 to accelerate the development if it's necessary. Thank you.
Bilal, please.
Yes, thank you very much. Are there any competing solutions?
Yeah. It's plenty of bioinformatics companies working with tools for computational drug discovery, between selling software and also selling services. But these companies are agnostic on therapeutic area, are service providers or are companies developing pipeline but in other areas, therapeutic areas. Additionally, we also have biotech companies, as I said, that are working on the area of infectious diseases, but they are following these classical approaches. It's trying molecules, and using modeling only something accessory, something additional. The key difference for us is that we are taking only computational models from the beginning, and specifically for infectious diseases. There are companies that are developing drugs with AI and platforms similar to us, but they are agnostics on therapeutic area.
Okay, thank you very much, Alphonse. I think time is...
Oh, sorry.
Time is over for Karma, but thank you so much.
Welcome.
And now we start with our third pitch. So we're going to have... Thank you. Thank you so much, Alphonse. We have FindSpo, represented by Cesar Lopez Caparrós, founder and CEO. So welcome, Cesar. And let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay, so the countdown starts now.
Have you ever wondered how the global migration challenge affects our future? Did you know about that over 270 million people, almost 3.5% of the world's population lives outside the birth countries, and millions are forced to move every year. Hi everyone, I'm Cesar Lopez, CEO and founder of Finspo. I come from a small tiny village in Galicia, Fraian de Arriba. Only 6 people live there. Witnessing my community nearly vanish made me realize we need smart migration solutions. At Finspo, our promise is simple. We want to balance life on Earth. We believe that every community, regardless of the size, deserves a fair chance to grow and thrive. In my small village, I saw firsthand how communities can fade away. That personal experience drove me to create Finspo, Find Your Spot, a solution dedicated to bring accessible knowledge that people helps build their own opportunity life roadmap. Finspo is an AI-powered platform that supports companies and governments in managing migration and population. We transfer complex data into we transfer complex data into a simple insights about cultural, social, and environmental fit, connecting people with jobs, housing, and local opportunities, making smart decisions accessible to all. In doing so, we align with key sustainability development goals, especially SDG 11 for sustainable cities and communities, and SDG 13 for climate action. This is our tech behind. I would love if you have any question later about this. With our user-friendly interface, organizations can quickly access to local insights and find a job housing opportunities. Oops. We use an AI-powered platform that combines multiple convolutional neuronal networks, recurrent neuronal networks, by creating an holistic model that is able to represent and help people to find their best spot. Some use cases in this, we highlight a use case for rural repopulation where we try to find environmental, cultural, social fit, and connected with job and housing offer. The market of smart migration solutions is enormous, almost 39 billion in opportunity. Our simple subscription-based model provides steady, recurring revenue, fueling continuous innovation and growth. This is our position. Our experienced team, backed by a proven track record, is passionate about making a difference. With decades of combined experience and a strong support from our partners, we are ready to lead the church in balancing life on Earth. Finspo is not just a technology platform. It's a key drive to restore balance on communities. Today, Finspo believes that AI can empower communities and build a future where no place is left behind. AI for good is AI for people, fauna, and flora. Well.
Pardon? Okay. So now it's time for the questions from our judges. So Albert or Karma, you would like to go first? Okay, yeah. Karma.
You deal with, well, thank you for the presentation. You deal with just one technology for very different use cases. Yes. I mean, migration and telework, to me, are very different things. So how do you apply AI in order to contextualize or this?
First of all, we had a problem with the presentation because it was not the right one. What we do mainly is, first of all, to combine different data sources in order to build an area knowledge. And through this concept that combines, as I mentioned, stacking of different neuronal networks, that we grab data from open data sources, United Nations Open Data Portal, but also we add some satellite image, Landsat, Copernicus. The idea is to create meta models that they give us an holistic approach to each problem. Because as you mentioned, migration should be not approached with a unidirectional speech. Now we are a company that mainly creates data, because there is also another challenge. The data is not enough, especially when we are talking about migrants and refugees, especially in rural areas where I come. So our idea is to create data and also to use the concept, Fainspo we love to say that circular data democracy. So we are also building civic tech platforms with an end-to-end solution that at the end it communicates directly with the administration, but also with the end user. And we create our own data in a circular model.
Okay, amazing. Who would like to go next? Albert?
Yes, thank you very much. One thing that is not very clear to me is whether the sort of solution that you propose is a good solution for the individual or for the aggregate level, so for the population. Because you seem to be thinking about selling this to the government, but the government is not so much thinking about you or me. It's about different people who have commonalities, have similar interests.
This is a really good question. We try to approach the problem and the solution with different stakeholders. So we believe that, first of all, people need knowledge to take probably one of the biggest decisions, that is where to live. But also, administration needs to know, needs knowledge, also to build the infrastructures. What we mainly do is try to connect them with an asynchronous concept where citizens can search, for example, in a rural area, for the best spot, for the best village, but also the municipality is able to know what infrastructure needs to hunt for the perfect new inhabitant by offering there the right conditions to live. The idea is to help people, but also to help the administration to be connected and create infrastructures, but not thinking only about to move people only to a few municipalities. The idea is also the own municipality knows the capacity to attract people. So the idea is we create a concept that is successful repopulation index that allows the municipality to know the capacity to receive migrants, to receive new inhabitants and offer a well-balanced process, soft landing process, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Bilal, would you like to go next?
Yes, thank you. What was the driver for the creation of this solution?
I come from a small village. I'm from Galicia. Probably everyone knows Galician people was mainly going away from Galicia because in the 3 last generations in my family were to Venezuela, were to Argentina, and many other regions, especially in LATAM. And the topic is, we wanted to create somehow a GPS of life because we know that people moves mainly because someone did it before. And the transfer of this experience normally arrives to the family, arrives to the diaspora. And this is transferred in a non-structured way. So our idea is if we are able to transfer this knowledge using the right channel, probably people will choose the right spot, the spot.
Okay, thank you so much. So time is up. Thank you to our finalists, Cesar. And now I would like to welcome our 4th startup. They are Neureka Lab, presented by Sergi Grau, co-founder and tech director. Welcome, Sergi. And let me know when you're ready.
Thanks.
So the countdown starts now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wonder how many of you have children or relatives that are in school now. Now imagine they are struggling with learning difficulties, but no one has noticed until it's too late. So currently, while one student is detected with dyslexia or ADHD in the schools, 5 are actually struggling with learning disabilities and no one notices. There are well-known the negative effects for those students in terms of academic performance, mental health, and also their projections for the future jobs. And in Europe, we have 24 million of students of primary schools, and almost 5 million have learning difficulties. So what are the limitations currently? If I was a teacher and I want to evaluate all my students, I need the support of another teacher that takes each of the students outside the class and pass and assess on a set of tests, most of them in paper, and after 25 minutes, they have to repeat the same for the next students. So at the end, it's not viable for the schools. And this is why we create Neureka Lab. We have a tool, an AI-powered tool designed for the teachers to flow inside the classrooms. Our goal now as a teacher, I have to replace some of my activities in the traditional ones with a Neureka Lab tool for 15 minutes at the beginning of the class. And in 10 days, I have the cognitive profiles for all my students at the equal from the traditional strategy. But also, from the 11th day, I have personalized activities for each of my students in literacy and numeracy. So we are proposing a complete, playful and personalized strategy for the students. So we are able to try that the students not be aware that they are assessed. So for all this data, we can generate all the cognitive profile for all the students, but at the same time, we give to the teachers without changing their planifications and tailored activities for each of the students. We have validated our tools at the University of Barcelona and University of Vic. We have collected data for the representative students from a different kind of schools, and we have the same reliability than the traditional test that use the psychologists to do the diagnosis. And for the intervention process, we have validated that the performance for the students with dyslexia or dyscalculia is 3 times better performance in just 4 months. And also for the schools, we are reducing more than 60% of the cost to assess all their student population. So our market for our kind of solutions is huge. We have just in Europe 3.8 billion, and that includes the 334 million for Spain for primary schools. And we are offering an annual subscription for the schools. And at the end, the price depends on the number of classrooms. That gives us a scalability, and also we can prevent the revenues for the next year. And we use a land and expand strategy. That means we introduce with initial ticket inside the schools. And after that, our goal is to upsell with other features and also expand to the secondary and early grades, not just to expand the ticket, also to expand the potential market. We have competitors in the identification and evaluation. We have competitors on the intervention, but we differentiate ourselves as an all-in-one tool for the schools that is specialized for learning disabilities for primary schools. And to do that, we have a multidisciplinary team of neuropsychologists and digital, creative, and AI experts. We have one of the national reference in learning disabilities in Spain, but also we have a wide experience developing cutting-edge technology for schools. So we are able to create solutions that really address the problems of the schools and the students. And we understand that in order to improve as maximum our impact, we need to create a solid network. For this reason, and from the beginning, we have forged a strategic alliance in 6 different areas in order to enhance our efforts to increase our mission to reduce the school failure. And as I said at the beginning, we are not just together creating a new tool, we are redefining how education identifies and success all the students, so we are creating a future where no student is left behind. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you. This was great. So I would like to welcome questions from our judges. Maria, you would like to start?
So I have 2 questions indeed. One of them is that what motivated you to create this company? And second is how many schools or users do you have at this moment?
We began this project with my partner at the university 11 years ago as a research project. We have a family, so we have a relation to this problem. So after we create some products in this research, and at that moment it's innovation, not research, we want to transfer it, but not to an external company, so we decide to do a spin-off of the universities and do it ourselves, this mission. And we start with 4 schools to do a pilot, and now we are in 9 schools for this course, and our goal is to finish the next year with 50 schools. We have deals with some municipalities to introduce inside their schools, but also with private schools at the same time.
Okay, excellent. Bilal, please.
Yes, thank you very much. Very interesting. Have you considered the security of the data collection and analysis?
Yeah, we manage the data for the schools. We are not able to use it. When we want to use it, we go to the universities and pass the committee and ethics committee, and the families needs to allows us to use that data. But also we have certifications of security, cybersecurity of the data, and with the cloud at the same time. But we are in the process to get higher cybersecurity deals or certificates, and also related to AI. We are in the roadmap. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Albert, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's kind of a practical question. Is this a tool that somehow you plan to use on a regular basis, or it's just a one-off, a trial that you do at the beginning of the year, and then you check at the end of the year, and then you see whether or not there are some improvements, and therefore there is the necessity to do something about it? Because it's very different to use it regularly, and we know that there is quite a little bit of evidence that we cannot use screens all the time, but to use it as a trial to make sure that, well, perhaps we need to do something with these kids, and that is the solution. The solution is not just simply the technology, it's when you use the technology.
Yeah, in our case, we propose to do 3 times evaluations in the beginning of the course, in the middle, and at the end. And during the process between these assessments, we do the intervention for all the students, just 15 minutes. So at the week, we reduce at maximum less than 2 hours of screening. So the idea is the teachers can use the cognitive profile that we update every 3 days to also adapt the traditional assessment activities using this data. So the idea is to combine a multimodal strategy of a bit of the technology to just to get the data of not just if it's fine or it's okay or not the results, also the time response, because this is an element that is very important to determine if these students then needs to go to the psychologist to do a diagnosis or not.
Okay, thank you, Sergi.
Did you carry out acceptability studies, acceptability by the teachers and also the parents of the children and so on? And did you some type of co-working with them or co-design with them?
Yeah, at the beginning in the research project, we do it directly with the families. So we detect children with dyslexia, dyscalculia, and together we co-create the games for the students. So at the end we need this engagement because they have to get the habit of the reading and the habit of the numeracy, and it's critical for us, and at the same time with the families. But after that, this product was to the psychologist. But in 2020, there is a report that said in Spain, 80% of the students with learning disabilities didn't go to the psychologist or did go too late. So our idea is to change to the classrooms. So for this, we go with 4 schools and co-designed the tool to be, as I said, that flows inside the classroom. Because at the beginning, we go with the psychologist, and we see that they don't afford to take outside the students, and this is not inclusive. If you can do it inside, all the students is doing at the same time, and it's more inclusive without any label. The idea is to know the cognitive profile, detect those with possibly difficulties, but also those ones with talent, that high capacities, that the extremes are the things that we have to check.
Okay, so Sergi, just on time. So that was great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I would like to introduce our last startup of the day. They are Prediction, represented by Eva Gubern, Chief Commercial Officer. Welcome, Eva. Thank you.
Bon dia. Bon dia. I'm Eva Gubern. I'm an engineer. It's good to see some fellow Universitat Politècnica Catalunya alumni in the crowd. I've been in healthcare for 20 years, and I was the vice president at Johnson & Johnson before jumping to become Chief Commercial Officer at Prediction, where we're making surgery safer. Great. There's 300 million surgeries every year worldwide, and they represent 50% of hospital revenue. So why do we need AI in the operating room? Many of you will have been wheeled into an operating room. This is the perspective of the anesthesiologist. Many medical devices with a lot of information tracking your brain, your heart, and your lungs. All this information is critical for the anesthesiologist to adapt your level of anesthesia. The anesthesiologist's priority number one is your safety. And still, 60 million patients every year suffer anesthesia complications. Why? 2 reasons. Number one, the information that you saw on the previous screen, all those medical devices are not integrated. And that information is only giving you information of what is happening right now or in the past minutes. Number two, administering anesthesia is walking a fine line. Too little, you will be in pain. Too much, you could suffer brain damage. Anesthesia complications cost around 500 euros per surgery. So how can we make surgery safer? Let me introduce you, for the first time in a Congress, our Prediction PDA. It's the device, by the way. It's a 3-step approach. What you see here is the hardware. We use this hardware behind, we connect all the medical devices that you saw in the first screen. Then the information is integrated. Inside, we have a software. The software has been built with our AI predictive models. These models have been built with our own data of more than 4,000 patients undergoing surgery. And in the screen, the anesthesiologist sees predictions 10 minutes ahead of time, so they can adapt your level of anesthesia before you suffer an anesthesia complication. So thank you. How good is the Prediction PDA? We took back the Prediction PDA to our operating room in hospital clinic, and we were able to validate that we decrease complications of anesthesia by 80%. What does it mean to you as a patient? You can recover 25% faster. What does it mean to you as a hospital? You can increase surgeries by 25%. That translates into additional revenue of around 5 million euros per hospital, a hospital size, medium size of 10 operating rooms. So what about competition? We're actually 2 years ahead of our competitors. That means that instead of competitors, we have potential commercial partners. We have already signed 4 letters of commercial intent with companies such as General Electric and Philips. So why would a company like Philips want to have a commercial partnership with us? So 3 reasons. Philips has already invested in a commercial sales force that visits the hospitals, and Philips needs new products for the sales force. Bringing Prediction to the Philips sales force would mean bringing innovation in a fast and affordable manner. And on top of that, we already have 150 anesthesiologists very keen to have the Prediction PDA in their operating room. The ask. We're raising 1.2 million euros to bring the Prediction PDA through a European regulatory approval process. Good news is we have already secured half of the funds with our previous investors. Last but not least, the team. We have Pedro, an anesthesiologist with more than 30 years of clinical experience at a hospital clinic. He has worked alongside and published with renowned experts worldwide in Stanford and MIT. And he's now building here in Barcelona the next generation of AI experts. So imagine next time you're wheeled into an operating room and there is the prediction PDA, helping your anesthesiologists to make surgery safer. For prediction, anesthesia is just the beginning. I want to make a special thank you to Universitat Politècnica of Catalunya. Without such a university, we would not have top-notch engineers. To Universitat of Barcelona, with that university, we would not have top-notch anesthesiologists. To Universitat Hospital Clinic of Barcelona, without it, we could not do top-notch R&D.
It's over. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
So now it's time for our judges.
Sure.
They have the chance to ask you a few questions. So who would like to start? Who would like to go first? Karma, please, go ahead.
I like to know what type of AI you are using.
Super good question. Let me go backwards, yes, on how we build the whole model. So as I was saying, our founder, anesthesiologist, 30 years of experience. He went to Stanford and then MIT to work on mathematical models. These are nonlinear regressions, and I know you will understand very well what I'm talking about. Basically, what you're trying to understand is the correlation between your anesthesia products, yes, and your opioids products and how it works in the body. So those mathematical models, they have been refining and understanding how they work independently of your age, of your ethnicity, of your comorbidities. So that's the base of our models, yes? Then how did we use AI? Once we had the models, we collected data of 4,000 patients undergoing surgery. Real data, our own data. The AI model is dynamic Bayesian network models. We don't use large language models. We use dynamic Bayesian networks during the surgery because we're reading in real time the patient information, and we're adapting our population models to individual models. So our networks are only helping us to tailor the parameters to make sure that it's moving from a population-based model to an individualized-based model. Our device is not connected to a cloud calling on a database at the time that we're doing a surgery. For cybersecurity, hospital clinic is very aware of those issues. That would not be possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maria, please.
Thank you very much. So, Eva, who are your competitors?
Very good. As I said, we are 2 years ahead of competitors, yes, and that's why companies like General Electric or Philips have signed with us letters of commercial intent. I'll give you the example of Philips. Philips is probably the company in the medtech space more advanced in AI integration. So Philips bought a company in 2021, French engineers, American startup company, that what they did is the first thing that I told you of the prediction PDA. They were integrating devices. It is true that they integrate many more devices than we do. They normally use their device in the UCI, where, as you know, there's ventilators, there's many other devices. But Philips has no capabilities to do predictions, hence why they're looking for us. It's a small vertical, we're very clear on that. We cannot predict anything. We cannot predict ventilators, we cannot predict yet, yes, but for that vertical, we do not have competitors yet, hence why the big medtech companies are like, I can integrate a lot of information, but I cannot predict.
Okay. That's great. Albert?
Yeah, thank you very much for that presentation. My question is very much related to data, sensitive data. Yes. And we know that there is no good prediction without very good data. You're talking about 4,000 patients to train a model. And my question would be, to what extent you could actually reliably and in a robust manner say, I'm very happy to use this model in Hospital Clinic, and then in Germans Trias in Pujol, and then in Vall d'Hebron, without having any problems with that sort of representativity of the data?
Thank you. So as I was explaining at the beginning, the base of our predictive capabilities, it starts with models that are very well-known models. The models, we're actually talking about mathematical equations, yes? So those mathematical equations that we're using are very interchangeable or have been used in any population here in the US, in Asia. So that's the base of our predictive capabilities. Now, it is true that we have collected 4,000 patients under different types of surgeries. There's sedation patients, there's gynecology patients, so you can see already a very wide spread of type of surgeries and of population. In sedation, colonoscopy, more male, older patients, gynecology, more women, younger patients. So we have a wide representation of our models. As I was saying, the way that we use the Bayesian dynamic network is to individualize those population models to your own data that is reading at the time that the surgery is happening. That's how we're bringing that element of individualization. You still can say, okay, but would it work in all operations? As a patient and anesthesiologist, this is a question that we also ask ourselves. The prediction PDA inside, you can take out files after a month, and you can see the capabilities of prediction because it's getting the data anonymized, totally anonymized, of what is predicting and what is really happening. So we could validate after a month and say, we are 80%, we are 90%. In this setting, for some reason, we need to adapt some of the variables to give the confidence that the model can continue improving, I think, as any models.
Thank you so much. So right on time as well. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. And now, this concludes our pitching round. And we had 5 fantastic startups, and I think it's going to be a very tough decision from our jury here today. So now, they're going to go to the side or to a separate room for their final deliberation. And in the meantime, we're going to have a conversation with Arnau Serra. He's the coordinator of the Artificial Intelligence Strategy Catalonia AI from the Government of Catalonia. Welcome, Arnau, and join me on stage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sí. So, Arnau, welcome, and really thank you for being here with us today. In an event like this, and within a Congress of the magnitude of the Mobile World Congress, it is evident that AI is the main protagonist. It seems that Catalonia has a lot to say on this topic. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. This was supposed to be a cool, fun moment while the jury is deliberating, and let me entertain you. I'm sorry for that, so I'll do my best. Yeah, absolutely. We started this AI strategy of Catalonia back in 2020, and things have changed a lot. In 5 years, we have 3 more times businesses, companies working on solutions based on AI. It's around 60% more business volume that represents around 1% of the Catalonia's GDP. So yeah, AI means transformation, social and economical transformation for Catalonia.
Okay, no, but that's amazing, like really growing numbers, and to see like how AI has been increasingly successful and implemented in Catalonia. How do you explain these figures and this exponential growth of AI's weight in the Catalan economy?
Yeah, I would say various factors we have here in Catalonia. We have around 30 top-tier research and technology centers in Catalonia. We have a very strong, powerful, dynamic technological and digital sector in Catalonia. I would also say that Catalonia has like an entrepreneur culture and high capacity for attracting investments and talent. We also have the capacity for generating excellent digital talent. And we are early adopters. Businesses here have the capacity, are permeable to technology adoption. And also, let me add, we have infrastructure also. We have a supercomputing capacity. We have the Barcelona Supercomputing Center here, which is one in the top 20 supercomputers in the world. And chips are becoming real. Here in Catalonia, we're becoming a point of reference in designing and manufacturing and commercializing European chips, thanks to initiatives by the Government of Catalonia, also joining efforts with the Spanish government and the European Commission.
That's excellent. And I think with such rapid expansion, I imagine that the government has a clear roadmap for the future. what are the next steps in this AI strategy?
To summarize it, we need to, in the Government of Catalonia, and especially from the Secretariat for Digital Policies in the Business and Labor Department, we need to continue to maximize the AI ecosystem opportunities and make sure that the entire value chain is covered. As I was saying, we started this AI strategy back in 2020. Then AI technologies were really relevant for the digital sector. But now, since as Bilal mentioned, since the Gen AI disruption boom in late 2022, things have changed a lot, and now AI affects all kinds of organizations. So our focus now is to get to all kinds of organizations. In our case, our focus is SMEs. We need to address SMEs, not only those belonging to the digital sector, but all kinds of the SMEs, because we strongly believe that helping SMEs adopt innovative solutions based on AI makes them more competitive.
Okay. And how are you trying to achieve these objectives there?
Well, I would say combining this like long-term strategic vision with specific actions. Just to name a few, financing opportunities, training, access to cutting-edge innovation and infrastructure, as I was saying. And also, it's clear for us that everything that we promote related to AI needs to be aligned with the ethical and legal obligations now related to with AI. So we need to help them with that.
No, I mean, that's great. And I think now we have many like AI governance processes happening in parallel, and the EU AI Act has become a reality. How does the Government of Catalonia support in ensuring compliance of diverse stakeholders, companies, with the AI Act and other regulatory frameworks?
The Observatory for Ethics and Artificial Intelligence of Catalonia is a key, a fundamental pillar of our AI strategy. Albert Sabater here is the director of this observatory. The observatory provides as an open self-assessment tool that provides legal and ethical validation. It's like a checklist, and any kind of organization can check if they are doing things right regarding with ethical principles and also legal obligations. But it is not enough to provide this kind of tool. It's a very complete tool. It has also a catalog with a lot of information and lots of examples, explanative examples of every case. But it's not enough. We can't just put this tool there and let them use it. We need to support SMEs to make the most of this platform, of this tool, and help them adapt this tool for their specific needs and their specific context.
Okay, I think this like really at the core of the.
We strongly believe that we don't want to be the champions of digital and innovative adoption of AI and development of AI. We want to make sure that it goes with, we take really seriously human rights, democratic values, ethical principles, and we want to put the focus on that.
And I think this is like the clear definition of what is AI for good. And I think,
absolutely.
I mean, AI can support over 70% of the SDGs, and sub-targets can be enhanced by digital technologies, including AI. That's why this is one of the reasons behind launching the AI for Good platform in 2017, like really supporting and leveraging AI for the SDGs. We are now in 2025. We are only 17% on track when it comes to the SDGs. We have this huge potential, And the ITU, together with 47 UN sister agencies, co-convened with the government of Switzerland, the idea is really to identify these trustworthy AI applications, like the ones that we have seen here today through these 5 Catalan startups representing the ecosystem of Catalonia, build AI skills and standards as the baseline for global innovation and growth in ICTs worldwide.
You just presented the AI Skills Coalition, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we just, yesterday we launched the platform supporting the AI Skills Coalition. The AI Skills Coalition is the most comprehensive platform for AI skills, upskilling, reskilling, from like seasoned professionals to young students to be able to find different content on AI and to learn from early stage all those skills that are necessary for the AI age. And this platform is available online for free and no cost. And we have been able to welcome over 30 partners, welcoming as well all research institutions, companies in Catalonia as well to join this alliance and to really be able to leverage their content in a global platform with a projection towards like everywhere in the world and here like developed countries, developing countries, everyone to be able to join this AI revolution. So really this is at the core of AI for Good.
Absolutely, and we, the Government of Catalonia, we are truly committed with AI for Good. It's an absolute pleasure, as Maria, the Secretary, said at the beginning, to be hosting this AI Innovation Factory here in Catalonia, and hopefully this is just the beginning of a very interesting journey with the ITU. We have other experiences related with AI for Good and taking into account the ethical principles. We have the pleasure, the Government of Catalonia, to lead a coalition which is called DCA-IA. It's a Digital Emerging Technology Alliance that gathers regional governments from all around the globe. Governments like the Catalan government that strongly promote the digital sector and innovation and AI, but also truly committed with human rights, ethical principles, democratic values, and also linguistic and cultural diversity. Yeah. We started a manifesto for advancing trustworthy AI last November, and we invite all here to adhere to this manifesto. That summarizes what we are talking about right now.
No, I think this AI manifesto, I think it can be like really good food for thought for our upcoming AI Governance Day. So you might already know, but the AI for Global Summit will have 4 days. It's a 4-day event. The first 2 days, like really looking into opportunities and challenges of AI technologies. This will be followed by an AI Governance Day, looking into how to move from high-level principles to practical implementation. And practical implementation many times comes with a standardization. Mm-hmm. And the ITU has been at the forefront of developing technical standards for AI technologies in many domains, including communication networks, 5G and communication networks, quantum computing, and all the intricacies relating to AI. And all this standardization work happens through our study groups, and sometimes as well, pre-standardization efforts happen through the focus groups. And collaboration is open for any entity to join this standardization work. And at the ITU, at the AI for Global Summit in Geneva in July, the last day will be the International AI Standards Summit, and this together with ISO and ISC, and we will be looking into interoperability frameworks between all these standard-setting organizations to ensure that we can move forward from these high-level principles to practical implementation. And with these now, I would like to ask you like one last question before we reach the final decision. And what would you like to say to the companies that have made this huge effort to participate in this AI for Good Innovation Factory Catalonia that we are about to close?
I would say that you've made it very, very, very difficult for this jury to pre-select you, and I'm sure to select one of you five. And thank you for your vision, for your passion, for being here, for showing that AI can be for good and with practical and real impact in people's lives. And let's walk together towards a more sustainable future, filling all the gaps and making it better every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arnau.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Guillem. Gracias.
And now we're getting closer to the moment to announce the final winner. So first of all, thanks, jury, for making this final deliberation. We would like to welcome, we would like to ask each, once you are addressed, the startup representative to stand up while the jury member assigned for giving these final remarks for each startup, they deliver these final remarks. So first of all, we have Albert Sabater. He will be addressing ABCDX. Albert, please, go ahead. And please, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation, and your idea is great. I think we basically seeing something that really makes a difference, and it makes a difference not just here in Catalonia and in Spain and Europe, but worldwide. And it's a type of application that not only affects just some particular individuals that might actually suffer from a stroke or from a traumatic brain injury, but we know that this is going to happen all the time, and therefore it has a huge impact. It also goes to show that there are clever people thinking well in advance and helping others, namely those who go with emergency units, hospitals, but also primary units to basically go well ahead some of these things and diagnose and treat all these injuries as you said, by thinking on by the minute. You know, when one says that we have to think by the minute, this is clearly one of those solutions. It was certainly very interesting to see the application and also the idea that you want to grow in a way that has a huge impact worldwide. So this is, we basically agreed, all the judges, that this has huge potential, and we encourage you to keep going because I'm sure that this is going to land a great deal of interest in the very short time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Albert. Thank you for these remarks. And now, Karma, I would like you, if you could address Deb's health. Please go ahead.
So we liked your presentation very much. Also, the information submitted. You are dealing with a very pressing problem, these infectious diseases that need solution very quickly. You are dealing with a tough market because drug discovery is done by many people, but you presented a very balanced proposal touching on all the facets needed for a startup. And I must say that from the files, I couldn't ask you the question, but I wanted to ask about the intellectual property rights that you deal very nicely, both from the technological point of view and the biological point of view. And all the jury agreed that you did a great proposal and that you have many chances to go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Karma, for this. That's amazing remarks. Bilal, please, if you could address FineSpo, please.
Yes, thank you very much, FineSpot, for your submission. Certainly the geopolitics, the climate change, many factors are behind people displacement around the world. So it's certainly an important problem to work on. And thank you for your efforts in working on that. And data could be an important element in helping those displaced people find their new lives. For example, with the UNHCR, we have looked at the payments, you know, as people get displaced, how to get financial support and be able to make payments, and how can they communicate, how can they get a SIM card, and so on. So that work that you're doing, I think, is an important one, and I hope to see it continue. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Maria, would you like to kindly address New Lab?
Well, thank you very much for the amazing presentation. We all totally agree that you hit one of the key pillars of AI for Good, that they are the children, especially education. I think that everybody agrees that it's tackling the most important root cause, and the way that you're proposing the solution, I think that, well, we all think that it's basically in a way that you didn't mention it, but it's also solving for the false negatives, right? Because piece of paper, like for a 7-year-old, is going to lose attention when you put a video game in front of them, is going to not realize that he's doing a test. So there are like many benefits that you didn't even go there, but we totally see the potential, and the part that it's already in use from some schools. We all wanted to ask even more questions. So you have, oh my God, like a huge future ahead. So thank you very much.
That's amazing. So, Karma, that's again for you. So, Prediction, what do you think about them?
Well, Prediction was or is a very good proposal. I wasn't finding you, in the sense that it deals with a problem that is seldom dealt with, the one of anesthesia. It's like the poor parent of medicine, say, and it could make a big change to help anesthesiologists in order to avoid many of the problems that happen in short periods of time, and that, as was pointed out, really lead to many complications. And I think the proposal was very, very balanced, with all the areas being covered very nicely. And, well, the jury was all seeing that it has a good path ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we are reaching to the point that everyone was waiting for. So again, like, thanks to all the judges for your valuable words and feedback. And now we're going to proceed to this announcement of the winner of today's AI for Good Innovation Factory Catalonia. And I think before that we have a small video to play. If I'm, yeah? And to announce the winner of today's AI for Good Innovation Factory Catalonia, please welcome Maria Galindo, on stage Secretary for Digital Policies of the Government of Catalonia. Please welcome us. And as well, I would like to welcome on stage Bilal Jamousi, Deputy to the Director and Chief of the Telecommunications Standardization Bureau of the ITU. Sí, exacto. So, yeah, so Maria is going to announce the winner now. So, Maria, who is the winner?
So, the winner is Prediction. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Please come on stage and welcome us. That's amazing, very well deserved. That's was amazing, and we are very much looking forward to welcoming Prediction at the AI for Global Summit 2025 this July in Geneva. And I would like as well to welcome, if you could please join us on stage, the members of the jury, Albert, Maria, and Karma. Please, thank you for this amazing work you did all these last months supporting and selecting these startups. So, congratulations. Así es, para retirar. Sí, Arvin. And we are very much looking forward to this AI for Good Innovation Factory grand finale. Congratulations again, Prediction. Really awarding solutions that advance the Sustainable Development Goals. So that's really the core of the AI for Good initiative. And now we would like to welcome one representative of each of the finalist startups to join us as well on stage for this family AI for Good Innovation Factory Catalonia family picture. So please join us on stage, and congratulations as well for the great work you are doing. So, felicidades. Oui, merci, merci. Felicidades, felicidades. Molt bé. Well, that was amazing. So congratulations again to, yeah. Yeah. Please, Arnau, join us on stage. So thank you so much. Now, yes, congratulations to the finalist startups, to the winner, to the Government of Catalonia. Thanks to everyone, and looking forward to welcoming you in Geneva in July for the AI for Good Global Summit 2025. So thank you all for joining us today, and see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.